gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Porch Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, it's been a while since I've done a video here. As we all know, COVID-19 has taken over the world. Sports have just stopped, except for the NFL. That train keeps on chugging along. We've had free agency, we have the draft next week. You know, the XFL gets shut down because of the smart thing to do. Goes bankrupt, maybe somebody else is going to buy him. Bring it back. Tom Brady's in Tampa. We have all this stuff going on with the NFL, but yet everybody else is done. Except for, we know that WWE is an essential business in Florida. So this video is going to be NFL, kind of little topics here, the draft, the CBA, and the schedule. Just some things I've been working on. I've had this draft video planned for a while. With everything going on, life's been crazy. I know, imagine everyone out there as well. My wife works from home now. So when I was normally watching wrestling and doing videos and stuff, she's home. Yeah, it didn't work when she's home. But hey, you know what? I'm healthy. My wife's healthy. I'm able to go to the office every day and work. If you call your internet provider, be nice to the people on the phone. They're trying to help you. Alright, so let's get started on this. So I've looked at the drafts, all of the NFL drafts for the last 20 years, from 2000 to 2018. In that time frame, 3 players have been drafted number 1 overall and won the Super Bowl. Let me repeat that. 3 number 1 draft picks in 20 years have won a Super Bowl. One of them was a backup. So that is just mind-boggling to me. I actually had to triple-check myself on that stat. And those 3 players are David Carr, 2002, number 1 draft pick, was a backup QB for the Giants when they won in 2012. Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl champion for the Giants, starting quarterback in 2008 and 2012. Offensive tackle Eric Fisher from Kansas City won it last year. Those are the only players in the last 20 years to be drafted number 1 and win a Super Bowl. Only one player, one, has won the Heisman Trophy and then went on to win a Super Bowl in the last 20 years. And technically, he vacated the Heisman Trophy. The 2005 Heisman Trophy winner, Reggie Bush, February 2010, won it with New England. We're all, and in that time, so we went from 2000 to 2018 on this stat. 29 players have made the Pro Bowl. Average per season. Of the 246 to 260 picks each year, on an average, 29 of those made the Pro Bowl. What I'm getting at with this, all the talk of Joe Burrow being the end-all, be-all quarterback for Cincinnati, they're going to take him number 1. Nobody's as great as he is. He had a great season, don't get me wrong. Heisman Trophy winner. What did he throw for? 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns. First NCAA quarterback to throw 60 touchdowns. If you look at the most touchdowns in the season by a college quarterback, Joe Burrow, 2019, 60 of them. 58 by Colt Brennan in 2006. David Klinger, 54 in 1990. B.J. Simons, 52 in 2003. Dwayne Haskins, 50 in 2018. Derek Carr, 50 in 2013. Sam Bradford, 50 in 2018. Well, Derek Haskins, he had a partial year last year. Derek Carr, we would say he's probably a tier 2, maybe tier 3 QB there for Las Vegas. Sam Bradford's out of the league. The other one's cup of coffee and gone. The top NFL QBs, the most touchdowns in the season. Peyton Manning, 55 in 2013. Tom Brady, 50 in 2017. Patrick Mahomes, 50 in 2018. Peyton, 49 back in 2004. Marino, 48, 84. None of those QBs actually did a lot in college. Pat Mahomes had 41 in the single season in college. Peyton had 36. To be great in the NFL doesn't mean you had to be great in college. To be great in college doesn't mean you're going to be great in the NFL. If you look at Joe Burrow, let's break down Joe Burrow. Last year, 60 touchdowns, 5,600 yards, 400 completions. Great one season. The season before that, he has 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2,800 yards. Case Keenan had 3 5,000-yard seasons in college. 2008, 2009, and 2011. In 09 and 11, 5,600 plus yards. 44 touchdowns or more each of those years. The last year, 48. He's a serviceable quarterback. Colt Brennan, 05, 06, and 07, 4,300 yards, 5,500 yards, 4,300 yards, 35, 58, and 38 touchdowns. 2 guys that had a better college career than Joe Burrow didn't do nothing on the next level. There's been 17 times that an NCAA quarterback has thrown for 5,000 or more yards. Ironically, 3 times has happened from a Texas Tech QB. B.J. Simons, Graham Harrell twice, Case Keenan 3 times, Anthony Gordon, Colt Brennan, Ty Detmer, David Klinger, Derek Carr, Paul Smith, Brandon Daugherty, Patrick Mahomes, Brian Mons, and Cliff Kingsbury. How many of those names y'all recognize? Not many. Not that Joe Burrow's not going to be a good NFL quarterback. Not that the previous Heisman Trophy winners, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, won't be serviceable NFL quarterbacks. I don't think Joe Burrow taking number 1 is going to be the be-all and the end-all for Cincinnati. I don't think Tui going number 5, Tua Viola going number 5 to Miami is going to be the next Dan Marino. Could it be? Yes. History tells us no. I think the NFL needs to change the draft. Here's where I'm going with this. I don't think the lose to the first should be it. Because you have teams that are tanking on purpose to get a top draft pick, thinking that's going to be the end-all be-all. History tells us it's not. History tells us if you draft number 1, you're going to win a Super Bowl. That's not what history for the last 20 years. It's not like a 5 year. It's the last 20 years. Yes, Tom Brady's been in New England for 20 years. But still, here's the way they need to do it. They reward bad teams. Let's reward the teams that tried but didn't quite make it. So instead of Cincinnati, who's the worst record, being the number 1 draft pick, let's make the teams that are 7-9 get the top of the draft. Because they tried. They were right there. Almost made it. So any team that's 7-9, or the best record that didn't make the playoffs, that's under 500. So under 500, not in the playoffs, best record. They get the first draft pick. And so example, 7-9 teams, then the 6-10 teams, 5-10, etc. So you start with 7-9 and go backwards down to the worst team. Then you pop around the teams that are 500, that are not in the playoffs. And then you do the playoff teams. But instead of doing the playoff teams where Baltimore, they went out early in the playoffs, but they had the best regular season record, they should get the last pick. I don't think playoffs should have anything to do with the draft. Because the playoffs, you can catch a win here and there and be golden. I just think they need to update the draft that way. I think that's going to help the teams that are in the middle get a better player. That's going to help the kind of people that aren't trying to try, so you get a better pick. So we all know this new CBA came out that got signed, ratified, whatever you want to call it. New CBA runs until 2013 on majority vote, 1,019 to 959. The biggest change was a 17-game season. We heard on social media from Aaron Rodgers, from the fringe players. The veterans who are making millions and millions of dollars didn't like it. They don't want the extra game. The guys that are bubble players, the kind of the tier 2, tier 3 of a roster, loved it. We have it. We have the 17-game season. Some of the notables from the CBA was increase in minimum salary, performance-based pay. Okay, player revenue is up. On a 16-game season, player revenue is 48%. On the 17-game season, that's going to go up to 48.5%. Salary cap for 2020 will be $192.2 million, which is up $10 million. Roster sizes expand. 53 to 55, and then game day 46 to 48. You have to have 8 offensive linemen or 8 linemen. If you don't dress 8 linemen, you can only have 47 active roster. A 17-game season. I know everybody's been wanting this for a while now. We've got 3 preseason games. This starts in 2021, I believe. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Here's my thoughts on it. We do 17 games. We have 2 bye weeks, kind of like college. 8 home games, 8 road games, 1 neutral site game. Okay? The NFL loves going to London. Now, you have a neutral site game. You have 2 bye weeks. You can make that happen. Here's how you do it. The team has a bye week. So say your bye week is week 3. Week 4, you start the London game. Oh, okay. You come back from London. Oh no, hold on. I actually had this in my head. Hold on. Oh yeah. So you do 2 bye weeks. You coming out of a bye week, so you're off the week before. You start Thursday game. So you're the Thursday game coming off a bye week. So nobody has short weeks anymore. You come off bye week into a Thursday game. The week after your Thursday game, you're in London. You go to London. Or you go to Tokyo is the new one I thought of. Let's play a football game in the Tokyo Dome. What do you think of that one? So you can play it Thursday. The following week you play in either London or wherever they want, overseas like that. Then you come back. You almost have a normal week when you come back. So you get time to relax and everything. So you're not doing a short week to Thursday. You're not doing a short week into the London game. You have an extended time to London. You get 2 bye weeks. You get your neutral site game, 8 home, 8 road games. Tokyo Dome game would be rather cool to have a football game in the Tokyo Dome. I think that would be freaking awesome. Mexico City, London, etc. Whatever you want to do your neutral site game in. On that format with the 2 bye weeks, the preseason would be July 26th through August 9th. The regular season would be August 20th through December 17th. Boom, in your playoffs. 14-team playoff, 7 from each conference. 1 bye week. That was a lot of people had a problem with that, but if you look at it, it's an extra playoff game for us to watch and us to talk about. The second team doesn't get the bye, but typically, you can do a week off in between the regular season and the playoffs if you want to kind of make up for that. Then you have a team getting 2 weeks off. That might be an option. If you look at this year's playoffs, you added Pittsburgh and you added Los Angeles. Pittsburgh's 8-8, Los Angeles is 9-7. Okay, I can see those. Last year, the last playoff team in the NFC would have been 8-7-1. Okay, you got more meaningful football going down the stretch. You got more teams, more markets trying to watch the playoffs. You're going to have a bigger playoff audience. Now you have 3 games for each conference versus 2. So you could still do 2 days and nobody goes against each other. You have a game that starts at 12, 3, and 6. Boom. There's your 6 games. So you have the top 3 seeds get the home field the first game. So this year's would have been Kansas City, Pittsburgh, New England, Tennessee, Houston, Buffalo. Could have Kansas City beat Tennessee without a problem? More than likely, yes. So you wouldn't really have to change in the playoffs. NFC would have been Green Bay, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Philadelphia, Seattle, Minnesota. Would that have really changed anything? No. Green Bay would have beat Los Angeles more than likely, but they had that chance. There's that chance now. Plus you get 2 extra playoff games. All right. So, NFL draft, talk about Joe Burrow probably shouldn't go number 1, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people have their opinion about that. I just think we need to update the draft. 17-game season, can't wait till that starts. Going to touch on the world right now, COVID-19, coronavirus. I don't know about football without fans. I don't know about that. I know with fantasy, with everything else, maybe you come up with a way to do it, maybe you don't. I don't know. There's just too many moving parts right now. I do plan on doing a video of sports and how kind of get sports back and what we should do and all that. Kind of been putting it off. I know everything with work and everything going on. I know a lot of people are out. A lot of people are out of work right now because of the coronavirus, COVID-19. I just hate the fact that we're talking about these billionaires, millionaires trying to play a game when there are people that aren't able to go week to week with paychecks because they don't have the money, because they're either laid off or whatever because of COVID-19. They don't have jobs. There's people that are running out of food because people are hoarding. There are people running out of toilet paper because people are hoarding. I think there's bigger things in life than sports, but sports is a great equalizer. It's kind of the celebration of life through sports. So hopefully everyone out there is safe and sound. Hopefully nobody's been affected by this. I know I have a friend who was affected by it. He's getting better. He's out of the hospital. A guy I work with actually, and he should be back to work hopefully in the next week or so. So I'm going to kind of talk to him and kind of hear his story. He's kind of I don't want to say social director, but he's kind of that guy that everybody kind of flocks to at work to talk to. And he's talking to a friend of ours, and I'm like, yeah, everybody going to avoid him like the plague when he gets back. But hey, I will go talk to him. I'm going to kind of find out how he's doing and everything. So hopefully no one else out there is affected. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Comment below, share it, etc. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Football season is just chugging along here, so we'll see what happens with the draft. Yeah, that draft's going to be all kinds of fun. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.